Well, hello, where we are now in Armagh Cathedral is we're actually at the Kelly Memorial, and this memorial was built in the 19th century and it's got a connection with the Napoleonic Wars. But before I read this out to you, and I will struggle with this reading because it's very hard to read, I'm going to show you some of the sculptures on it. There's a knight, and he looks like a herald with his trumpet. That's like a cathedral at the top there. Probably Armagh Cathedral, I will suppose. There's another soldier. And another herald. So you might be able to read this better than I can. But it's to the memory of Samuel Kelly, Lieutenant Colonel, and the Honourable, the Craft, I think that is, India Company's Service, F I think is an S, CB. This gallant officer was engaged with the powers of India, and I'm struggling to read that, to be honest with you. But you can see the middle one there, to the memory of Colonel William Kelly, CB, Lieutenant Colonel of His Majesty's, not sure what that is, but it's Regiment of Foot. Service of this honour. And it says, and I'm struggling to read this writing. The public thanks, he received the public thanks of His Grace the Duke of Wellington for his conduct, I think that is. So you might be able to read that better than I can. But certainly this gentleman here got the thanks of the Duke of Wellington. The efforts of his wound compelling him again to quit active service. He died mortally, I think that is, after reaching England. And then there's another one there as well. So you can read that as well. That's Colonel, it's another Kelly. Lieutenant Colonel, Regiment of Foot. So there you go. Sorry about the reading, but I was certainly struggling to make that out. So I'm going to take you into the military chapel here and show you it. See a couple of faces there. So this is the military chapel. Beautiful, isn't it? Balcony as well there. I think maybe there's not. So I'm going to read this wee bit of information to you. It says the Regimental Chapel of the Royal Irish Fusiliers, and it gives a bit of the history. This chapel was dedicated on St Patrick's Day 1950 in memory of all ranks of the Royal Irish Fusiliers and of the affiliated militia regiments of County Armagh, Cavan and Monaghan. The 87th and 89th Regiments of Foot were raised in 1793 for the wars against Napoleon, during which they won their most famous battle honour in the Battle of Barossa, symbolised by the eagle. And so that's why there's so many eagles about here, as you can see. And I just showed you one there as well. The militia regiments of Armagh, Cavan and Monaghan were raised in 1793 for home defence. Both the 89th and the Armagh Militia were involved in subduing the United Irish Rising and the defeat of the French under General Humbert at Ballinammuck, County Longford in 1798. So it's a 1798 rebellion connection here as well. And then it says, for the first 90 years of their existence, these 5 regiments were separate entities. In 1881 they were linked together to form the Royal Irish Fusiliers with the regimental depot in Armagh. Since that date, the regiment has served in many wars and campaigns. In the First World War, the regiment had 14 battalions. In the Second World War, it had 4 battalions. In 1947, the regiment was reduced to 1 regular battalion and 1 territorial battalion. And then it says in 1968, the Royal Irish Fusiliers amalgamated with the Royal Enniskillen Fusiliers and the Royal Ulster Rifles to form the Royal Irish Rangers. In 1992, the Royal Irish Regiment was formed, incorporating the Royal Irish Rangers and the Ulster Defence Regiment. Currently, the Royal Irish Regiment has 1 regular battalion and 1 territorial army battalion. And if you want to read the rest, you can pause the video. I'll show you the captions here, the paintings and stuff. There's a wee soldier in the British Army. And then that one says, the capture of the Eagle by Sergeant... I'll try and zoom in to see that because it's very small writing. Sergeant Masterson at Barossa, 5th of March 1811. So he captured the Eagle. He captured the French Imperial Eagle. Amazing. And then that one, there is the Royal Irish Fusiliers. Join us in the Irish Regiment, Royal Enniskillen Fusiliers, Royal Ulster Rifles, and Royal Irish Fusiliers. I'm not sure what that one is. Looks like the women working. That's the Queen, I think that's either Queen, that's maybe the Queen Mother there, I'm not sure. Looks like her. There's more soldiers. And I'm not sure who that gentleman there is. It could be Lieutenant Colonel Lennox Cunningham. I'm not too sure. But there you go. Also a connection here with Queen Victoria. It says the Queen's colour and the regimental colour, the 87th Royal Irish Fusiliers. And there's a couple of more heads there you can see as well. To the glory of God and memory of Brigadier Heffernan William Dennis McCarthy O'Leary. I suppose that's some name. That's some length of a name. Born the 2nd of August 1885, he died 23rd of January 1948. And it says here, regimental colours presented by Her Majesty Queen Victoria to the 2nd Battalion. And that's the Royal Irish Fusiliers, the 89th Regiment, 1866. And there, Queen's colour presented to Her Majesty Queen Victoria. And it goes on again, Royal Irish Fusiliers, late 89th Regiment. And that was also represented at Aldershot, 5th of April, 1866. And then same as the other one, it was deposited in this cathedral, October 16th, 1889. So, there's no balcony here, I thought there was. There's not, but there is a big window, as you can see. So that's the colours. Some of the colours, the parts are missing. There's an angel, I think. Colours of the 8th, that's Armagh Regiment of Militia, 1783 to 1855. And that's the 75th Armagh Light Infantry, 3rd Battalion Royal Irish Fusiliers. That's 1871 to 1870. Oh, both 1871, sorry. And presented December 1805. deposited July 1856. So we're almost finished with this wee video. There's the eagle again. And again, this one says, these colours of the 2nd Battalion Royal Irish Fusiliers are the third stand of colours presented by Her Majesty Queen Victoria to the 89th. They were presented at Windsor on the 3rd of June 1889. So there you are. That's them. And that's another chair. And the cross. And these are flags. You can see the eagle. So there you go, folks. So thanks for watching, and God bless.